Hello everyone, I'm Noel. Welcoming you once again from my personal selection of what's coming up on Talking Pictures TV over the next 2 weeks. The much missed John Thor is a man on a mission. Batman comes to Saturday morning pictures, yes, the classic 60s series. We get to know more about some of your favourite stars, including the great Alistair Sim, with a special series unseen since its first broadcast. But first, as I'm sure you are aware, June the 6th, 2024 marks the 80th anniversary of the D-Day landings on the beaches of Normandy. The course of war was changed decisively on that day in 1944. From one of our favourite documentary filmmakers, Peter Williams, comes 2 superb programmes, fitting memorials to this momentous event. Over 7 episodes, The Road to D-Day tells the story of the preparations for the landings on the 6th of June 1944. We hear eyewitness accounts from those involved, including actor Richard Todd, from the low point of the Dunkirk evacuation to the landing of the Allied troops on French soil 4 years later. This documentary shows the tragedies and sorrows with the triumph, all made with the typical care and attention to detail we have come to expect from Peter Williams. The Shortest Day is a standalone film in which Peter meets with veterans of the D-Day landings. What becomes clear is that everybody who survived that fateful operation was changed forever. We hear about the sheer determination of the enemy to win in the face of overwhelming odds, leading to bloody battles. This is a fitting tribute to all who served in the Allied troops. If ever a series was made for us here at Talking Pictures TV, it has to be those British faces. Each episode of this documentary series pays tribute to one of our favourite stars, the kind of people who pop up on Talking Pictures TV on a weekly basis. This show hasn't been seen since it was first broadcast, so we're particularly excited to have acquired it for you. The first episode focuses on the much-loved star of Scrooge, Alistair Sims. Subsequent episodes detail the life and work of Stanley Holloway, Gracie Fields, Jack Hawkins, Dennis Price, Margaret Leighton and many others. If you've admired these performers' work, you'll love those British faces. It's thriller time with John Thor Into the Blue from 1997. Into the Blue sees the remarkable Mr. Thor take on a role very different from Inspector Morse or the Sweeney's Jack Regan. It co-stars Abigail Cruttenden and Matthew Marsh. Thor is a failed businessman living in forced retirement on the island of Rhodes in this adaptation of a Robert Goddard novel. The story takes on shades of Hitchcock. As accused of murder, he returns to England to hunt down the real killer. As always, Thor lends real complexity to this character, who may or may not have something to hide. Biff, Zap, Pow. No, not Mike Reed. The Cape Crusader is coming to Saturday morning pictures. What better way to start your weekend than in the company of Batman and Robin? This groovy TV series was one of the biggest hits of the 1960s. Batman and Robin, played by Adam West and Burt Ward, take on the greatest cartoon villains of all time. And what a cast of villains they are. Burgess Meredith as Penguin, Cesar Romero as the Joker, Vincent Price as Egghead, and Anne Baxter as Olga, Queen of the Cossacks, to name just a few. Let's not forget our hero's friend, Commissioner Gordon, played by the suave Neil Hamilton, himself a huge film star in the 20s and 30s. I bet you're humming the theme tune right now. Gotham City is the only place to be on Saturday mornings. Yeah, we're pleased to bring you this series. The feature film was a huge success for us, but this is the original campy TV series. And don't forget to wear your Y-fronts outside your trousers. If you prefer to travel places closer to home, Let our friends at the BAME Collection take you to Dordogne in Castles in the Air, made in 1965. Once again, Valentine Dial is our guide, this time through the magnificent French countryside. The beautiful Dordogne is home to some magnificent castles, and we get to see many of them close up in this stunning short film. I know I always thank you for all your letters and emails, but I really mean it. It means a lot to see how many of you take the time to write to us. Here's a query from Trevor Randall. Dear Noel, in a recent episode of Dixon of Dock Green, Andy got shot and George told us that the next episode would tell us what happened. The following episode, Andy was back on the beat. Have I missed something? Can you let me know what happened? Best wishes, Trevor Randall. Well, unfortunately, the following episode was lost. Will we find it? I don't know. But I guess putting 2 and 2 together, the fact that he was back in the next episode after proved that he survived the shooting. And so to my pick of the films making their return to Talking Pictures TV. It's Great to Be Young from 1956 is a joyous film, the kind of film that's perfect with a cup of tea and a biscuit or two. It stars John Mills as a young progressive music teacher and Cecil Parker as the high-bound headmaster who think that all music is a waste of time. It's a clash between the old and the new, and I bet you can't guess who comes out on top. The script was written by Ted Willis, the creator of Dixon of Dock Green, who was clearly a very busy man in the 1950s. So put the kettle on and get out the bulb and enjoy It's Great to Be Young, even if you're not. Thank you for joining me once again for the pick of what's coming up on your favourite channel. If you want to know more about what's happening at Talking Pictures TV, why not subscribe to our weekly newsletter, which drops into your mailbox every Sunday. If you'd like to write to me, you can get in touch via email at noel@talkingpicturestv.co.uk. If you prefer to put pen to paper, the address to write to is Talking Pictures TV, P.O. Box 592, Kings Langley, Hertfordshire, WD4 4DB. So join me again next time when I look at what's on Talking Pictures TV and make sure the Batmobile is gassed up and ready to go.